All right. It's your boy Mullah. So we got that fire. Now, we're about to have a talk with Skip and Uncle Shay. Okay? My team lost, okay? Know that. So, we'll be done with them in 5. So, Milwaukee better keep hope alive. What you gotta say?
The Bucks have avoided a sweep by taking down the Nets 86-83 in Milwaukee last night. Giannis and Chris Middleton combined for 68 points, good for 79% of their team's points, which is a playoff record from a duo. Now, Kevin Durant finished with 30 and had a long look at a potential game-tying three-pointer, but couldn't connect. So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressed were you by the Bucks' win?
3. That wasn't impressive. Skip, what's the likelihood of KD and Kyrie going 20 or 50 from the floor? What's the likelihood of them going 5 or 16 from the three-point line? Mm-hmm. Not very likely. So there's nothing to be impressed about. Skip, this game, I thought I was like, well, damn, who put me in a time machine and sent me back to the 90s? Skip, this is where the Knicks and the Pacers used to play. This is a 76-83 type ball game.
Yep.
And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking in the first quarter, I'm like, okay, Milwaukee, you doing what you need to do. On a miss, get out and run before they can set up. Mm-hmm. Because once they set up, Giannis is in trouble. Okay.
Yes. That's correct, Uncle Shay. But I think they really got a little bit distracted by security. I'm going to let you talk.
Okay, well, I'm like, okay, look at Giannis. And then all of a sudden, they stopped running. They couldn't run. And Giannis couldn't make a shot. Skip, look, I do not believe that the rest of the playoffs. Skip, they were great on offense this year. And you mean to tell me they're going to shoot 36% from the floor and 25% from the three? Mm-hmm. And they still had a chance to win the game? Mm-hmm. These two teams combined for 238 points in the regular season. They got 169 last night between the two of them. That's 69 points less than what they normally get. That's the biggest dip since 1972 and the second largest dip in NBA history. So this was really an ugly game. It got to be real ugly real fast. I did not see this game coming, Skip, especially the way the game started out. But give the Nets credit because just like what we saw with Dallas, race out to that big lead on the Clippers, and what happened? Clippers reel them in. Yeah. The exact same thing happened. KD and Bruce Brown was playing unbelievable. Helped reel them in. But Skip, I'm not impressed with this. Giannis got, man, if he could just shoot from 10 feet, forget the three, Skip. I don't even know why are you shooting threes?
Well, he was 1 for 8.
Yeah, exactly. Stop shooting the three.
And the one he made, I was like, how'd that go in?
Skip, ever dawned on somebody, if they leave you that wide open, they probably want you to take that shot. There's a reason why they hanging out up under the basket while you out by the three-point line by yourself. Don't nobody do that to Dame. Don't nobody do that to Steph.
He launches these rainbows up to the rafters, and when they leave his hand, I'm not sure if they're going to miss the rim or maybe hit the rim. It's like 50-50 on whether it's going to hit the rim.
I like when they show the back view because I'm looking like, oh, he already know that's not any good because he can see what I can see. That's all. Skip, I'm not impressed with this. I don't believe it. They dodged a bullet. Now, Holiday did hit the game when.
Boy, what was that? What was that? Giannis MVP? 2-time MVP? Oh, man. What was that, bro? Just please. All right. You the MVP. You'll be back next season. Because you're done at 5.
Winning basket, but Holiday has not played well this series. No. Now, maybe, Skip, he's exerting a lot of effort trying to stay in front of Kyrie now. He has his hand full with that, and he's done a great job. Mm-hmm. Kyrie hadn't been as efficient as he normally is. Mm-hmm. But this type of performance, I don't believe we'll see KD and Kyrie play this bad. Skip, I haven't seen anything like this. 2 players from the winning team was in double figures. They scored their first 30 points. 3 guys from the other team was in double figures.
Yep.
That's only the 8 time in the last 10 postseason that 5 or fewer players have been in double figures. Skip, it really was it wasn't a pretty game to watch. I don't care if you're a purist. This is not a pretty game to watch with all the bricks, with all the clanking that was going on. But I'm gonna give it a 3. Milwaukee, this wasn't good to me.
I'm going to give it a 1 on the impressive scale. And I mightily agree with you. This was a bricklayer's convention. This was hard on the eyes, but...
All right, Skip. Go ahead. Just tell him it's done in 5, right? Because I told him, right? Skip in the pen. Just tell him it's done in 5. Okay? That's it. Just tell him. Go ahead.
But in the end, wildly exciting for mostly the wrong reasons.
Right.
And if you told me going into the game last night that the home team, in what was basically a do-or-die game,
Yes, absolutely.
would shoot 37.8% from the floor and 19.4% from 3, that's 19% from 3, and survive that game
Oh, you get blown out.
against the Nets? You're kidding me.
Yes.
So I tweeted late in the game, one of these 2 teams is going to be sick that it lost this game.
Right.
And the Nets have to be sick
I
because they had them. It's the old foot on the throat. You got them. And maybe both teams are choking. Maybe they're pressing because one team's just trying to live or die. You know,
Right.
it's trying to survive.
Trying to survive, yes.
And the other team knows that the home team is begging to be eliminated. Like it's going to be 3-0. And they can't quite get over the hump. And I'm going to show you the first time that they couldn't get over the hump because this was the key of the game to me. If we could see the shot Joe Harris took, this is with 52 seconds
that
left.
wide open one?
Yes, and this is to go up 3. This is Joe Harris.
What are
He
you
gets
doing?
it.
What are you
Look,
doing?
there's nobody guarding him.
What are
This
you
is a
doing?
former 3-point shootout champion.
I think that bobble Skip got it.
Maybe it did, but do you realize Joe Harris went 1 of 11 last night?
Yeah.
You realize he went 1 of 7 from 3? There are nights when he cannot miss.
Now you know what LeBron went through with him in Cleveland.
Well, that was
What you just say? You talking about dude who promoting Space Jam 2, right? All right, my point is like, cool. Deuces,
before he became Joe Harris. That they didn't give him a chance. They didn't know what they had.
Yeah, they know what they
I
had.
don't think they did.
A bricklayer like they had last night.
He won the 3-point shootout. There are games when he'd go 10 of 10. There are games that he shoots threes like they're free throws.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, like game 1.
He goes 1 of 11? Are you kidding me? It's like again and again and again. Joe Harris has wide open chances because they're, obviously they're KD dominant.
Right.
It's where's KD and then where's Kyrie, and we don't care about him. If he beats us, he beats
So
us.
be it.
And he couldn't beat them last night. 1 for 11. And now we come to my guy, Bruce Brown. I believe I was first on this show to tell you early in this year, I said, do you realize what Bruce Brown can do for this team? And you pretty much laughed at me.
I
You
did.
scoffed at
Yeah,
me.
I did.
Because Bruce Brown's like 6'4" out of University of Miami, and he's just like a nobody, but he can play defense
He can.
at a high level.
You're very good.
And they have found him to be their facilitator in
The
the lane
karate
on
man.
offense, which I did not see coming.
Right.
But
he the karate man. Skip in the pan.
they sort of move the ball in and out to Bruce Brown,
Right.
or they pick and roll with him, and he cuts down the
Right.
lane. And for the first, until the last couple of minutes of the game, he was 8 of 15 and scored 16 points.
Right.
He kept making little running floaters
Yeah.
in the lane.
Over Blake.
Yeah,
Over Brook Lopez.
Yeah, and sometimes over Giannis,
Yes.
he made a couple of them, and I was impressed, but he plays his role
Yes.
until he lost his mind. Bruce Brown lost his mind and the basketball game last night because you could see what happened when they're up 1 with 20 seconds left. This is the first one. He just takes the ball and
What are you
decides
doing? What are you doing?
it's his game, and he shoots one of his little runners, except he
Well,
doesn't
he
get very
supposed
close
to
to the
go.
basket. It's a little
Get it in
deeper
there.
in the lane.
Skip, he had made like 3 of those shots
I
earlier,
know,
so
but
he's feeling
this is a
good.
little rush, but this is for the game. You know, this is one of those do or die kind of shots, and he missed it. And I immediately tweeted, I don't want Bruce Brown taking that shot to win that game.
The Bucks do, though.
Well, they did. So what happens? The Bucks go.
Good job, Bucks. Dead in 5.
Go the other way with the ball, and the coaching staff's just saying go. They're not going to call
Don't let
timeout.
them get set. Don't let them get set. Go.
Here comes Drew Holiday. Here comes Drew Holiday. And Bruce Brown got back on him and thought he had him, and then he spun on him and made a layup. And I'm going to be objective.
What was that? What was that? See? But it's cool. It's all good. Because they knew they got to pay this fine. It's okay.
About this. I always tell you, Kevin Durant is the best player on the planet.
Right.
And I'll get to his offensive game in just a minute. But I thought Kevin, who was playing the backside defense, and he had P.J. Tucker in the far corner.
Right.
I know you have to honor him a little bit.
Yeah, but
I thought
PJ was
Kevin needed to just break on this ball because Kevin can block shots at the
he's
rim.
doing an unbelievable job.
Yes.
Skip, I think the thing was that Kevin thought they were going to make him spin to the middle.
I guess
and then
so.
he had help.
He got
Skip,
through
your
it.
help is in the middle, so you can't give up. You can't give up the backside. Don't let him spin baseline on you. You got no help.
It was a sweet spin.
Yes.
And it shocked me. I didn't see it coming.
Right.
And he got to the glass before Kevin could react. And the rest is history because here they came down. They still had a chance, obviously, to get up a shot to maybe win the game, right?
Yeah, it reminded you of the play, Skip. You remember Atlanta Knicks when the Thibodeau put the guy in just for defensive purposes.
He did.
And all you got to do, here come Taj Gibson coming to help you,
Yep.
and you let him go to the opposite side in which Taj is coming. Okay, you got help to the middle. Force him to the middle. Just don't give up the baseline, and you good.
Okay, so Bruce Brown's not finished because there's one more play. And here we go again. If we can see this inbounds play, and it's kind of a disaster, and the ball gets loose, and somehow Bruce Brown winds up with it. He just says, I'm going all the way. I know he's got the clock in his head is going haywire, like he thinks, I got to get it up. And he tries to shoot a driving left-handed layup over Brook Lopez. It ain't happening.
Bro, what in the hell was that, though? Good job. Good job. That's what I call good job. Good job, man.
And it's Bruce Brown. And I'm thinking, where's KD on this play? Well, he's over there waving for the basketball. Like, remember me?
Right.
Well, Bruce, do you remember who you're playing? You're playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and you got to find them. Your instinct has to be, where are my guys?
But see, Skip, in a situation like that, the clock's running down. It's already helter-skelter. It's already, we all over the place. I was worried about somebody from the Bucks getting out of position because now, Skip, we see the ball on the ground. Now everybody goes for the ball. Now somebody leaves a man wide open.
It had potential.
So that's what I'm thinking. But you know, the Skip, in baseball, when they make us the defensive substitution, somehow the ball always finds it. Or a defensive back comes in when the starter DB get hurt. Somehow the ball, they find where he is and they throw the ball. The ball somehow, the last 2 possessions ended up in Bruce Brown's hands.
Somehow, some way. And he's a good kid. He fights his
Yes,
butt off.
yes.
But all of a sudden, he lost his mind like, I got this. Because he's been.
Well, there you go. Skip, you didn't say 5, but I said it for you. Skip in the pan, we got it. 5. But it's your boy Mullah. This week got that 5, and we'll be back with another one. And I'm out of here.